I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
Let's move along and talk about the third race, which is the first leg of the Pick Six, the big one, as Dees calls it. It's the Greyville Convention Centre Maiden Plate, 1,600 metres. And at the time of recording, no scratchings, no jockey changes, just a compression mask to go onto Hunter's Arrow, and the blinkers to go off Red Piano. And Sheldon, I was going to say, let's go straight to the jugular and talk about the recently gelded Red Piano, but let's not. Let's put that on pause for a moment and go and have a look at the rerun of Reach for the Stars when finishing third to Wiley Riley at Hollywoodbets Scottsville.
On the stand side, Benny in the area, and towards the inside, Cotton Run as they come to the last 150 though. Wiley Riley on the inside as the leader. Adabas trying to get into the race late. Benny in the area on the outside and is still hanging on. Wiley Riley though, and Wiley Riley will win it. The second position's very close. Reach for the Stars or Benny in the area. That got very close.
Reach for the Stars, a very nice horse. He's also not a big horse. That last run we wanted to go in a bit, and the jockey on our inside kept us out. Eventually Serena had to actually ease him and go around to get there, and then he flew at the end. So I think he'll really enjoy the distance, and I know we've probably got MJ to beat there. They were very close last time, but we've got the draw on our side this time. So I think he's a horse to beat.
Okay, that's very positive comments coming from the UD stable, very encouraging with regards to Reach for the Stars. But let's put Reach for the Stars on ice for a moment and let's go and talk about Red Piano. And Red Piano, why I want to talk about him is it's been well documented that he hasn't been trying, he hasn't been putting his best hooves forward. He's now got the unkindest cut of all, coming off a bit of a rest. And what encourages me even more is that Keegan DeMiller is persistent with this horse, Red Piano, because he obviously feels something there. And now gelding and DeMiller again. Could the gelding do the trick?
I think the gelding's the only thing that's going to put his mind on the job, because like they say, he's obviously been daydreaming and not focusing. They've gelded him, and now it's time to shine. I remember from day one, they said he's a horse with a lot of ability. You'll see him in the flesh when he goes down to the start. He'll really stand out. The Paul Lafferty stable at the moment, especially for the Finlaysons, they're doing exceptionally well, and you follow a winning combination. This horse, when he ran third behind Meet at the Windsor, the next run was a fair run, fifth to Majestic Warrior, and then last time they reported coughing. He got gelded. He's been off the track for the 84 days. As far as the specimen goes, he's got it. The ability he shows back home, they're really expecting bigger and better things. And at some point, you've got to decide, we now got to geld him because he's not putting it in. And this could be the day over the 1,600-metre trip that he decides to bring his A game. And both Adabar and Reach for the Stars, they are jumping in distance big time. And Red Piano, he's been tried over the trip and further up to 1,800. So he might be the key horse.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Adabar and Reach for the Stars. Let's talk about them. Adabar on debut, you would have remembered that run. He had absolutely no right to run third. And his second start, he ran a much better race, finishing fourth. I've spoken to MJ Oudendal at length about Adabar. Lovely horse. If he runs on the way he did on debut over the mile, well, then they may battle to beat him. And then, of course, Reach for the Stars. You heard from the team there, the horse to beat. I agree with them. He absolutely took off. The race was over and he just took off. So for me, probably Reach for the Stars ahead of Adabar, Red Piano, and even Doing Time is improving with racing and got to be respected.
For me, number 2, Reach for the Stars, judged on the evidence of that last run, he stands out. The only question is, it was soft going, so perhaps it didn't suit Adabar as much, because that first run, he came flashing through. They're both going to enjoy the step up in distance. So keep a close eye on number 8, Adabar. This is a race where you watch them in the ring, watch them go down to the start. I'm going to go number 2, Reach for the Stars, from number 8, Adabar, and number 6, Red Piano. And let's see how they go on the day. They're going to have to settle it on the track.
Roberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.